Well, everybody, I'm back from my operation. Now, it didn't go exactly as I had it planned, but it went good enough that I'm going to put out a video this week. Okay, in today's video, I go to 2 Goodwill stores and a local thrift store. And when I get to that local thrift store, I find an item that I pay a few bucks for, and it ends up being worth about $200 to $300. Okay, well, I know you want to see that, so let's get this video started. Well, the first thing I ran into at this store was this very pretty unicorn jewelry box. When I turned it around, I realized that it was also a music box. They were only asking $2.99 for it, which is a steal, and online these go for $35. I walked over to this aisle where I saw this Auburn University football wall display. They were asking $4.99 for it. When I looked up these online, they're going for just about $25. And I like football stuff, so I put it in the cart. When I got to this row, I saw my next item. It was this St. Louis Rams football plaque. It was all the different jerseys that they've worn since the team began. They wanted $4.99 for it, and when I looked up these on eBay, they're selling for $25. This aisle had some picture frames and some mirrors, and then after that, it had absolutely nothing. So I couldn't get off this aisle fast enough. Well, yes, I could, but I didn't feel like running. Just a few aisles later into my journey, I ran into this Kermit the Frog potpourri holder. Goodwill had it priced at $5.99, which was pretty reasonable. I looked these up on eBay, and they're selling for $20 to $25, so it went in the cart. Well, the next thing I saw were these 3 Rydell mini football helmets. They were asking $6.99 a piece for them, and online, these are going for between $25 and $30. Now, they were brand new in a box. They were in great shape, so I took all 3. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good buy. At the next store today, one of the items that I find is this machine that can boil water without fuel or a flame. And I think it's pretty cool. So follow me to the next store and I'll show you that, plus a whole bunch more stuff. Well, the first thing I ran into at this store that interested me was this John Lennon of the Beatles wood cutout. Now, Goodwill was asking $7.99 for it, and I thought that was a little bit high, but they were selling for $30 and up online, so I figured I'd take a chance with it. It wasn't long after I turned down this aisle that I saw something that interested me. It was this golf-themed license plate cover. Goodwill had it priced at $6.99, which again I thought was a little bit high, but they're going for $25 online, so I took it home with me. I started to walk down this row when I saw something up on the top shelf that I thought would be perfect for a camper. It was called the Sun Kettle. It'll boil water without fuel or flame. They were asking $7.99 for it, and when I looked up these on eBay, they're reselling for just about $35. This aisle looked pretty interesting, but after I checked out a few prices, I realized that there was nothing on it that I could make a profit with. So it was just time to head to another row. In the back of the store is where they keep all their lamps. Well, I saw these two nautical themed brass lamps. They were asking $19 a piece for them, which might be a little bit high, but when I looked these up on eBay, they're reselling for $80 to $90 a piece. So I took both of them. I think they're going to be pretty easy sellers too. I decided to take a walk over to this aisle where I saw this clock. It was made by Sterling and Noble. Now there was no price on it, but I ended up getting it for $2.99, and I'm going to ask $20 for it online. I think I'll get it. I sell these clocks often. Well, the last thing I found at this store was this Brooks Stone golf pen set. It was shaped like a golf bag. Now this didn't have a price on it either, but I ended up getting it for $2.99. And online, these are going for $20 to $25. At the next store today, I got really excited because I found this ceramic figure that was made by this company Lladro. And I only picked it up for a few bucks. But when I looked it up on eBay, they were reselling for over $200. Wow, did I get excited? You bet I did. So come on, I got to show you this. When I got to this store, I walked over to see what discounts they had. It was blue 75% off, green 50%, and red 25%. Well, let's get thrifting. The first thing I ran into was this Norway World Showcase mug. It was made by Disney. They had it marked at $9, and green stickers were half price, so for $4.50, this was definitely going home with me, and they're reselling for $30 on eBay. Well, the next thing I ran into was this Earl Langer light-up beer sign. They only wanted $4 for this, and I'm pretty sure on eBay I should be able to get $30 to $35 for it. So you know what? Yep, it went right in my cart. This is a pretty good find. I walked on over to another section of the store where I saw this ceramic mermaid. Well, it turns out it's made by Lladro. They're only asking $4 for it. And when I looked up these on eBay, they're selling for between $200 and $250. Another nice find. I walked over to their shoe and hat section because usually the prices here are pretty good. Their hats are $2 and their shoes are about $5. But I didn't find anything today, so I decided to head to their back room. In their back room is where they keep their toys, but I didn't find a toy. I saw this Hallmark Arctic Dome football Christmas ornament. They were asking $5 for it, and online, these are selling for around $25. Okay, everybody. Well, that's it for this week, so I'll see you again in 7 days. Bye-bye.